guys, we're back with another video, Hot Topics in the Tub, and today we're gonna stick with some like fitness stuff, right? Maybe I'm gonna tell a few stories. I did Instagram and Facebook for some ideas, so I'm just gonna get started. So I did take a screenshot of some of the questions that people had asked. So let me go to. Okay, so if you remember from one of my past, let me open this picture. If you remember from one of my past videos, I had talked about like why I got started, and which I love that this person asked me this. And of course, it's one of my favorite commenters slash followers slash, I'm gonna call him a friend, David, paid attention and remembers when I talked about the 71-year-old woman that I saw on the beach when I was 16 years old, and I said that I'm gonna look like her. She was jacked, and that's really what inspired me. But besides that, aside from the 70-year-old pass on the beach when you were in school, who else physique, lifting world has inspired you and why? Okay, Candace Lewis. I truly feel like Candace Lewis Carter. I truly feel like she, and that's probably maybe over the past like probably 7 years since I started bulking. 6 years, whatever. I truly believe like her aesthetics, perfect Coke bottle, her legs, her waist, shoulders, posing, everything. I believe she should have been Miss Olympia, and still to this day. Her physique inspired me. And then I will say, I don't know how to say her name, Latoya, who actually did win Miss Olympia for figure. But it wasn't necessarily her physique that I liked. And again, here's the thing, let me just say, and I might as well use this as motivation. I always tell people, whenever I have a client that joins my program, when they get closer and closer to goal, I always ask them, what physique are you looking for? And I don't want you to say, whose body do you want to have? Because you should never want. And I didn't want, it just, Candace's body inspired me. It was motivation. But I know that we are all different creatures. We all have totally different physiques, totally different genetics. Our bodies can change, and that's where I'm going with this whole Latoya thing, is, but I never want people to compare themselves or want to look like somebody else. I just want to know what their desired frame is. Like, do they want to look like a bikini model? Do they want to look like, you know, whatever. Like, I always tell them, send me a picture of the frame that you like, and then we're gonna get you to your best version of that, just so I know how to train them. That's basically it. But the reason why I mentioned Latoya is not necessarily because of her body, which her body is amazing, but I saw a before picture of her when she first started competing, and her thighs were very, I guess you would say, square. There wasn't an outside sweep like I was talking about Candace and the Coke bottle. And I saw the side by side. So I was like, oh my God, her legs looked like mine looked when I first started 7 years ago. So that really inspired me, and my legs have dramatically changed. You know, I feel like I have adductors and I have the outer sweep, and they do have, you know, a good shape to them, which is not what they had 7 years ago when I first started this. So, and then that's it. Like, for me, I will be honest, like, I don't want to look like anybody else. I want to look like a freak of nature. I want to keep my upper body the size that it is and not get it any bigger. I want to have glutes like a wellness girl. I want to have massive thighs like a classic physique guy. Like, this is literally my goal. And I just want my hamstrings to be like, to pop. Like when I do an RDL, a Romanian deadlift, stiff-legged deadlift, whatever, that you can see the tie-in and just meaty hamstrings. But my quads is really like the way that the classic physique guys' quads are. That's what I want. Okay, so that's that. So I answered that question. Who would you like to work out with? Anyone in history? For me, listen, I love you girls, and I will say Kristen by far is my favorite female to work out with. And then I like working out with guys. I feel like I am more inspired to work out with guys because most girls don't lift the way that I lift. Most girls don't grunt the way that I feel like I work out like a dude. And I will say, and I'm not trying to call him out on this, but literally since I moved out here, Jay Cutler and PJ, the owner of Blackstone Labs, have been having this conversation, and Jay said we should do a leg day, and it's been like talked about. So it's in the works. I will say that it's in the works, and Jay and I have talked multiple times. It's just a matter of his schedule. I got to get everything set up with manager Matt. And so that's like, if I could work out with anybody right now, that's like I'm trying to get that one in the works. And then really like any badass guy, like any guy that trains heavy, any guy that, you know, is not afraid to work out with a girl that's maybe just as strong as them. You know, I loved my quad days with Josh. If you've seen on the channel when I worked out with Quad God, I just, like, not necessarily any big name person besides Jay. I will put this out on there, I would like to also work out with Andy, like we've been talking about that, like one of my leg days he works out with me. It's just a matter of him having somebody right after me. Okay, what else? If you could only ever do one exercise per body part, what would the exercise be? Okay, that's a good one. So let's go with glutes, bridges, that's all I need. Quads, hack squat, that's all I need. Hamstrings, probably RDLs on the reverse hack. I feel that the most in my hamstrings and the least in my lower back. Back, either lat pull down or pull up. Probably lat pull down. Shoulders, lateral raises. Lateral raises, because I can hit rear delts in the right position. So I'm good with that. I don't do biceps and triceps, or at least I haven't for years, so I don't really care about that. But I guess if I had to pick triceps, it would be underhand tricep press downs. Bicep curls, it would have to be alternating dumbbell curls. And then girls don't do chest. I don't think they should, especially if you have implants, unless you're a bodybuilder and you really want that chest muscle. But I don't think you really need to. And then abs, I don't do abs. I mean, I really don't. I haven't in a while. I've had moments where I've done a little bit of core here and there, but I wouldn't even pick an ab exercise. Lower back, reverse hyperextensions, 100%. Okay, I think that's it. All right, let's go to the next series of questions. So let's delete that, and then let's go to the next one. Somebody asked me about skincare for athletes, and I will tell you, skincare for anybody is drink more water, 100%. I swear to God, I've been doing this challenge, like I've been doing this for 22 years, but I've been doing this online, this 30-day challenge, and literally at the bottom, and even clients, so when my daily check-in clients, they have to give themselves at least one affirmation that they tell me, but then they have to do them in the morning and at night. I've talked about that before. And then my challengers, they have to give me 6. So, because they're checking in once a week. So they give me 3 emotional and mental positives and 3 physical positives. And I'm probably about 75% of the people that do my challenge say that they notice that their skin is better. And it's 100% from food. I truly believe that if you suffer from acne, clean up your diet and drink water. I don't think you need all this crazy skincare, medication, all that other stuff. So, that would be that. And then, okay, so I don't understand why this person said this, and I don't agree. Why it's not a good idea to date guys from the gym, why gym guys are not faithful. I don't agree. I don't even know if it's a guy that made that comment, but I believe that there are not gym guys that aren't faithful. But at the end of the day, if you're walking into a relationship thinking that somebody is not going to be faithful, no matter what it is that they do or where you met them or whatnot, I don't know if maybe this person has experience because they feel like a gym guy is seeing girls all day long, but like at the end of the day, if you're happy in a relationship, you're not gonna look. And it doesn't matter if you're in a gym, it doesn't matter if you work in a strip club, it doesn't matter if you work at CVS. Like if you're happy, and again, if you're a lawyer, like, and you're not in a gym setting, or what, I don't agree with that. And I don't think that girls should not date guys that are in the gym or have a gym relationship. I don't agree with that. Okay, let me try to think of something else to talk about. I decided I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of that comment, just in the sheer, the idea of, I guess, negativity, right? I believe that you create scenarios, okay? I don't know, again, like I said, I don't know if it was a guy or a girl that made that comment, but I believe that if you believe that something is happening, you're gonna create that. I believe that worrying is a wasted emotion, and that has to do with relationships, that has to do with anything. Like, let's just say if worst case, and I'm just gonna give like ultimate worst case scenario, like you feel a lump in your breast, right? You can't get it tested until next week. You're not going to get the results back until the week after that, right? So worrying about it, I believe, and I know it's a lot easier said than done, but worrying about something is you're wasting life, right? You're wasting a potential good relationship if you're just assuming that the relationship that you're in is with a guy that's going to be unfaithful. I've had guys cheat on me, and I've never brought that to the next relationship. Like, I don't think that all guys are cheaters. Like, so, you know, I believe that if you, whatever, go into anything that you're doing, whether it's a business or relationship or anything with a positive outlook, your positivity is going to come back. The law of attraction, 100%, I believe that. So getting back to the whole, like, lump in your breast, right? Like, number one, you're wasting this time worrying and taking your light away. We all have a light, right? It might not be very bright for some people because they dim their light by either holding back because somebody else has tried to dim their light and they accept that, or their light is dim because they're just so filled with anxiety and depression about other things that are going on in their life, and they haven't really addressed the problem at hand. But again, getting back to this whole worrying thing, like, you're taking away the best version of who you are by worrying about something that you have no control over, right? So you're worrying about this lump. Like I said, it doesn't make any sense. You're worrying about something, then you find out, and let's just say we got two scenarios, it's not good and it's good, right? If it's not good, again, the worrying makes no sense, because now you can't worry about it anymore. You have to figure out what's gonna be, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna deal with it? Surgery, treatment, homeopathic, whatever. What are you gonna do, okay? And forget about worrying, it's about action. And then if it wasn't anything, you wasted all that time. So I believe that every single thing that happens, you have to find a positive way to look at it, and you have to try to not worry about things. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but if you try to calm the noises in your mind, you try to, again, attract positivity and thinking that everything's gonna be okay. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Well, what if I'm lying to myself? Whatever. You're lying to yourself so that you can be good at your job, be a good parent, be all these good things, and not take away, like I said, your light, because you're so worried. And what most people don't realize is when you're busy worrying about something or being negative about something, it will come out in a lot of things. You will not be as efficient at your job. You will be short with your kids or significant other. You'll be short with yourself. You'll be super hard on yourself. Like, it literally is like, and I mean, I know we're just talking, it's like a cancer, like it just spreads. So you have to try. It will take away, it will help you deal with a depression if you learn how to deal with the problem, if there is one, which most of the time there obviously is, and it will also help deal with anxiety and, you know, feeling certain feelings of like feeling overwhelmed or feeling, I mean, and I know I went into like the whole feeling overwhelmed in another video, but I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but all these things apply to the subject that I'm talking about. And again, I'm kind of glad that that person left that message, because I do believe that a lot of the times relationships are ruined just by what somebody's thinking and not and assuming. The 4 agreements: never make assumptions. Well, I think that because they did it before. Well, you kind of put yourself in that position. But if you're starting a relationship fresh, or if you're starting a job fresh, or if you try to think more positive about the way things are gonna go. Okay, now I really went off on a tangent. But I hope you guys like this video. Leave your comments below. If I struck a nerve with somebody on the whole relationship thing, I'm not sorry, because I don't bite my tongue when it comes to things like this. That's it. So leave your comments. Let me know what you thought of this video. You literally let me know. Did you not like it? Did you like it? And then what would you like me to talk about maybe in the next one? And what'd you think about some of the topics that I talked about in here? So, love you guys, and I'll see you next time.